This is an ABC Action News Tracking the Tropics update.
Brought to you by the Wise Company. You can't prevent certain events in life, but you can prepare for them.
I'm meteorologist Shay Ryan with an update on the tropics, and boy, do we have a lot going on, not only across the Atlantic, but here we've got a batch of storms as well near the Yucatan Peninsula. It does look like it's pretty likely it'll become a numbered or a named system over the next couple of days as it continues to work its way into the Gulf. It's going to head in the direction of the Texas coastline, and it looks like it's going to bring some heavy rain into Texas, but by the end of the weekend it has dissipated inland, so it doesn't look like it's going to be a long-lasting storm or have any real massive impact. Right now, as we look across the Atlantic, we've got Isaac, which is going to be headed across the Leeward Islands. And then as it gets here right around Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic, or just south of those islands, it looks like it's going to start to really fizzle out. So we'll keep an eye on it. But again, it doesn't look like it's going to have any impact on our weather. And Helene is going to continue to march north in the Atlantic and will not impact land. So the one that we have to watch, of course, is Florence. Now, this storm at the present time is a Cat 4 storm. It is very well organized and will continue to strengthen here over the next 24 hours. You can see how well organized it is, the very well-defined eye, very powerful storm packing 130-mile-per-hour maximum sustained winds. And over the next day or so, it is likely to strengthen some, but then as it starts to get closer to the U.S. coastline, it starts to gradually decrease in intensity. Awesome news for folks along the Carolinas. Now, as we get into Friday morning, it looks like the storm, if it stays on the center of the track, which we know is not terribly likely, it's going to be somewhere in this cone of uncertainty. But as it approaches, it looks like it'll be down to about 120-mile-per-hour maximum sustained winds. Still a major hurricane and a very serious storm. This looks to start impacting the coastline by Friday morning, and then it's going to just sit and spin here through the weekend, continuing to dump large amounts of rain. We're talking in excess of a foot, possibly 2 feet of rainfall in certain isolated spots here across anywhere from the Virginias into the Carolinas, possibly farther into Tennessee and into South Carolina. I imagine that parts of Georgia will also get some of those heavier amounts of rain throughout that period of time. And that's why our cone of uncertainty gets larger once it goes inland, because it is going to stick around in this general area all the way through to Sunday and Monday. Now, again, as it makes its way inland, we're talking about significant storm surge along the coastline, coastal flooding, coastal erosion, power outages. If you know anyone up and down the I-95 corridor, or if you have any plans to travel into this area over the next several days, I would certainly come up with a plan B and possibly change those plans. You want to make sure any friends and family are preparing for this storm and making sure at a minimum that they're protecting their property from flooding, winds if they're closer to the coastline, and getting all of those items that might be outside and could become projectiles in the wind, making sure that they're bringing them inside. So again, Hurricane Florence is our focus of attention right now and is the most significant storm here that is developing through the Atlantic and Caribbean at this time, and we'll continue to keep you posted every step of the way.